Hello, it's me, John Lewis. This is the Joke So Funny Please. No, this is the Joke So Funny podcast. I'm your host. You already heard my fucking name. Don't ask again. And this is Daniel, the producer.
You haven't heard my name. Your phone's ringing. Okay.
We're rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling right now. I guess we
Cool.
thought that it was my phone that was ringing, so it was actually yours.
No, we thought it was, you said it was my phone that was ringing, but it was actually your phone that was ringing.
Oh, that's even more confusing.
What do you mean? What was more confusing about that?
It's like I got it wrong twice.
Well, I mean, shit happens, dude. People mess up. It's okay. This is the Joke So Funny safe zone, Daniel, where you're able to just unwind, let loose a little bit. If you need to let some gas fly, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just relax, you know?
Yeah.
This is what I want you to do right now. All right, I want to do a meditation thing with you, all right? I want you to put your hands on the side of your recliner, right? Just like that. There you
Okay,
go.
I got this.
All right, I want you to lean your head back. Put it back there, right? Now I want you to close your eyes.
All right.
I want you to focus on your head. Focus on the center of your head.
Which head?
Just the one you have. The big one. Focus on your head.
Gotcha.
Focus like on your tip of your nose now. And just feel the energy from your nose going from your left ear to your right ear, through that hollow fucking skull of yours, and now to the tip of your tongue.
Okay.
Now relax, okay? I can feel the negativity coming off of you right now, alright? Hey,
I'm just
that sounds like just calm down. Now I want you to feel the energy leaving your tongue and entering the pores in your right shoulder. Feel it as it slowly worms its way through your arms.
My shoulder?
Yeah, it's worming its way.
How'd you know I had trouble there?
Just listen, alright? I'm gonna fix your fucking chakra right now. We're not even gonna need crystals when I'm done with your ass, alright? Feel the energy rolling through your arms like thunder. It's going to your fingertips now, shooting out the tips of your nails, like the beast when he turns into a human. Moving back up your arm, back to your shoulder.
So it's like, okay.
Motherfucker.
Speaking of, I gotta change gears a little bit, though.
What?
It's like, speaking of
That's it.
the tips, the energy coming off my tips,
Yeah.
and turning into the Hulk, right?
The Hulk.
Did you see that, what I sent
When
you? Like, okay, there was this
No,
blog
I didn't, and neither
that
did any of our listeners.
that catalogs every reason why the Hulk hulks out on this classic TV show.
Right.
And one of them was he kicked a dog and he turned into the Hulk. And the other one was steam hit his face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so it's like I'm sitting here, I'm meditating, and energy's coming off my fingers.
Right.
That is a Hulk out reason.
Okay. Now that you've got that energy out of your system, can we continue the meditation?
I'm saying, like, there are some strict boundaries that we're dealing with here.
That's true. And
Okay.
I'm not asking you to like,
I could stub my toe and Hulk out.
you could, except you're not the Hulk. You're Daniel. And that's what I want you to understand through this meditation.
know. They don't know me.
They know you. They know everything about you. And that's why I'm trying to help you meditate, because I know that haunts you.
They don't know me.
They know everything about you, Daniel.
They don't know me.
So lay back and close your eyes. I want you to imagine you're on a raft out in the middle of the ocean.
I feel really bad for John Seaborn, our guest tonight. Because
You're talking to a seagull right now.
John is a big deal.
Right.
He has done some cool shit.
Yeah. He's hot shit. And when he comes here, we're going to be very serious. This is going to be the Jokes, very serious podcast. No laughs, please.
It's just we're just doing things a little different.
It's going to be a little off. And I apologize. This is my fault because I didn't book a guest, really. And so...
Don't do that. Don't play that.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, don't let them see your weaknesses.
Look,
they don't know that
we're
we
breaking
didn't do
the
that.
fourth fucking wall here, alright? We're on the 12th season of the fucking Simpsons, and we're showing you the drawing room right now, alright? That's what's
Okay.
going on right here, alright? I'm fucking, what's the name of Simpsons dude?
Matt Groening?
Matt Groening. I'm fucking Matt Groening, and I'm tearing down walls, and I'm like, you see, look at Bart over here. Bart's a girl. We're making Daniel's actually the Hulk. We're tearing down fucking walls here, man. We're making entertainment like you've never heard it before. Why?
Tearing down
Because we
walls?
fucking love you. That's why.
True. Yeah, the walls in our hearts.
Well, and in our rectums.
You know what? There's nothing more powerful than hearing a preacher say something about the walls in your heart.
Yeah.
When it comes to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more powerful than that. Like, my 8-year-old self, like, felt the walls in my heart break down for Jesus.
Yeah, and then you would shout, "Hey, preacher!"
No,
Like that reference?
no.
You don't like that?
It's a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate
Eat
it.
your sausage.
What?
Wait, you can't have your
I can't-
pudding without
Can't
your
reach
porridge?
my sausage.
God, how'd that go? It's just like, you know, like someone is messing with some like drugs or something like that. When
What?
it's like a poor person in high school is
Uh-huh.
wearing like a Pink Floyd shirt. You're like, they're into some shit.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So that's the salient point you wanted to make.
I'm just saying, like,
That people who do
you-
drugs wear
you-
Pink Floyd t-shirts. That's what you think of our listeners. Hey, people, if you caught that reference, Daniel says, "Fuck you." That's what he says.
that's why I'm the producer.
Drug addicted asshole.
Okay, that's why I'm never like,
Right.
I'm never in this role. It's where you can, like, I'm never like.
No,
this.
I mean, I'm glad you're here. Don't get me wrong. I really am. Because it's good to have you here. It's good to talk about the negative energy that you're feeling right now and have me resolve it. Like I said earlier, I'm going to fix your chakra,
Look,
and it's not even going to involve me shoving an egg up your
I
ass.
told that dude, right?
What dude?
I told him.
What dude?
I told him, be punctual.
Right.
And here we are.
The guy at John Seaborn?
No, he's good.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying, in general.
What? You had a very specific comment for something that's supposed to be general.
In general, like I told that dude, be punctual.
What dude?
I'm just saying everybody could relate to this statement, right?
Okay.
It's like you're texting somebody and you're like, hey, I can't make it,
Uh-huh.
you know? We've all done that shit.
That's true.
At what point
If
does
by
it-
that shit you mean drugs, then
No.
we've all done that shit.
I'm just saying, like, flaking
Oh, you
out
don't.
on something.
Oh, done that shit. Okay.
We've all done it.
Sorry, my street
But
cred isn't very high right now.
At what point do you just flake out on your life? Like,
Immediately.
Are you just like, and then you're just like, oh, well, I'll text him. I'll just tell him I'm not coming.
What?
You know what I mean?
Who are we talking about right
We're
now?
not talking about a person. We're talking about this problem in society where people aren't committing to shit.
You know, here's the thing. When you have talent, a lot of times you don't have to be fucking punctual with shit. You know, there's a guy named Artie Lang. You know who Artie Lang is? Artie Lang's a famous comedian out of New York. He was on Elf, and many other things. He was Santa Claus in Elf.
Okay.
He's a badass, right? Drug addict, fucking junkie, kind of a prick, right? Can't keep any relationships together because he's just crazy. And he has a really good show on like one of the best syndicated podcasts in the United States. He's a co-host on. And he doesn't have to even show up for half of it. He shows up like fucking 20, 30, 40, an hour and a half into the fucking podcast. Just walks into the studio and sits down. Just because he's a crazy he left rehab early, right? The guy who's a co-host on this podcast has been doing radio for like 35 years, right? He let this dude check out to go to rehab for 3 months, and this motherfucker still shows up late. Artie Lang can do that. You know why? Artie Lang.
Because he's
He's a fucking boss, dude. Artie Lang is the shit. That's why.
I'm just saying, like, there comes a point where you have to, like, I don't know.
Well, there comes a point where
I'm just under the impression that, you know, you just can't, like, if you're not punctual, you're gonna miss out on opportunities.
I guess that's true.
It communicates something, okay?
What does
Like,
it communicate?
It communicates determination.
Oh.
Yeah, and also a
It
respect
shows.
for someone's time.
Right.
You know, it's like, dude, you're gonna
It shows
die.
gumption. That's what I like.
You
It
know?
shows gumption in that boy. He always gets here on time. He never sweeps the floors, never does his work, but he's always here on time doing nothing.
I don't know.
The other day he took a shit on the floor, but he was here at 7 a.m. just like I asked him to. Stayed here till 5, shitting all over the floor.
As rocks. If you show up on time, I'll fucking hire you, dude.
No, you won't.
No.
Come on.
I don't have that kind of money.
You're not hiring anyone.
I'm fucking poor as shit.
I don't know. Y'all stay tuned. We just made a promo for a product. So I want you guys to stay tuned for the live read later because that's gonna maybe land us some real business.
I just hope that we don't lose listeners to this because it's like we're like in.
What, because of this?
No, I'm just saying like we're in guest inception. Like Kendall's gonna show up and our guest is gonna show up.
But I feel like it's a good thing because what we'll do is we'll say, "Hey everybody, Kendall's here." You fuckers, you guys know who Kendall is. Y'all remember, right? Well, we're going to walk him in here. He's going to sit down on my lap, and we're going to just start going for it, right? And then our other guest, fucking
John Seaborn.
John C. Riley is going to come here.
God,
he's going to sit down.
I forgot his name.
Seabornley is going to sit down on that chair.
If he texted me.
That's right. We have John Seabornley coming to visit our podcast.
Shit, he did.
Which is going to be sick. Alright, well, we're going to get John C. Riley in here, everybody, and it's going to be badass. I'm going to ask him some intense questions about Walk the Line. Mainly, why couldn't he have been the real Johnny Cash instead of the fucking shitty ripoff character that he played? And we're going to go from there. Hey, have you guys been watching the Olympics? Still watching the Olympics right now? This is kind of weird monologuing, man.
No, I don't mean to like be.
No, you're fine, dude. You gotta do producer shit. You can't like wear 17 hats. You know what I mean? That's not cool. I don't expect you to do that for me, man. You're just trying to juggle too many things, dude.
Okay, sorry. So like.
Wow, you got real up close and personal on that fucking mic, didn't you?
Hell yeah! What's up, baby?
Damn. Being sexy with that mic. Got your phone going off like crazy. Holy shit. You're like Donald Trump watching Fox and Friends. That's what you're doing. Shit.
My wife just asked if she could come home. It's such a weird question.
It's not a question for your wife to ask.
What am I going to say, no?
Well, you could, but the fallout from that I don't think would be enjoyable. No, babe, you can't come home.
But there's a middle ground.
What's the middle ground?
Just don't reply.
Don't reply, and then hope she doesn't listen to this podcast faithfully. That's the middle ground.
Okay, speaking of this podcast,
yeah,
not to get too meta, but you know, it's like you do something, you hide it from your spouse, just because you don't want them to think that you're a bad person. I don't know, but show them the podcast, right? And she's like, I like this.
That's good.
And she laughed her ass off.
That's good,
And
dude.
I was like, well, we have, you know, some of the funniest people in Lubbock here.
Yeah.
You know, personally, I'm a fan.
Right.
You know, I'm not a funny person, you know.
No, it's not true.
I'm just a normal person.
Don't put yourself down, dude.
But it's always great, you know, getting the talent that we get in here. And also, like...
Talent's a funny word for it.
I'm speaking, you know, as someone that's making this thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
it's
a great group. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Hey, look who it is. Mr. Kendall is here.
No way. They both showed up at the same time.
Hi, Kendall.
Hold on.
You there?
What's up, John Lewis?
Not much, man. You're on the podcast. You coming in?
I'm not coming in. I'm wondering what's the address.
You're wondering what?
What's the address?
The address is...
Daniel Clayton's pad.
I'm gonna actually do this. I'm going to text you the address because I don't think it's a good idea for me to say it on a podcast. Even though we don't have a fuck ton of listeners, it just doesn't seem like a genius idea. You know what I mean?
I bet all our listeners are cool, bro. Like...
Yeah, all two of them are probably sweet.
Hey, y'all come through right now. It's 350149, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Close. Close enough, dude. I want to hang up on you before you say it. Bye.
I'm just...
Hello.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you? It's good to see you again. John Lewis.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you remember my name.
Oh, yeah,
I said your name wrong earlier. I said John C. Riley was coming in.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is not your name. That's incorrect,
Unfortunately.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
How'd your day go?
Pretty good. Not
Yeah.
as well as John C. Riley's.
Well, probably not. I mean, I feel
Feel
like...
free to adjust how you would like,
Do you feel like successful people have on average more better days than like just normal ass people?
I feel like it probably depends on the level of success.
Okay.
There's probably like a weird curve to it in the sense that like, really low level stuff probably about like our day.
Sure.
And then when you get, there's like a bell curve or whatever.
Yeah.
There's like that mid-level of success where you have some spending money and people kind of know who you are, but you can go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And then there's like stupid famous, where I imagine
Where you're like Kim Kardashian and you're just like,
yeah,
fucking, you know that it's going downhill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know how long you're gonna be able to hold it together.
Yeah.
But eventually one day you're gonna release some nudes, and a lot of people are not gonna be impressed. You know what I mean? Like eventually that day is gonna come.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just that. I mean, just like you can't do anything.
Yeah, it's true.
like-
You can't leave your house. You
You can't
can't fucking
eat like
go
a bag
anywhere.
of chips without somebody suing you. Because
That's
they weren't the chip company that was sponsoring you.
Well, and you took them from a little kid.
Yeah.
Shoved them into the concrete.
Yeah, or it's like,
Maybe Kim did.
you change your like
She
diaper
might have.
brand.
Tomorrow, if we really wanted some fucking chips, dude.
So I don't know exactly what happened, but I saw that Black China was trending on Twitter,
Was she?
and she's married to or dating.
She
one of the
was
Kardashians.
married to Rob Kardashian, but I believe that relationship ended a few months ago dramatically.
I'm not up on my Kardashian.
I'm not either. I don't know very much about
But
it.
apparently she was trending. She had a sex tape that leaked today too, or something. I don't.
Maybe it was revenge porn. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I didn't read that much. I saw like I was just looking at what was trending, and I was like clicking through them, and I saw Black China, and it was one of those things where I was like, I think I know who Black China is, but I'm not positive.
Yeah.
She's at that middle.
She's
level.
a B-level celebrity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's not like a Kardashian, but like I can
The
name.
name sounds familiar. but
Right.
If you showed me a picture, I probably couldn't be like, that's
Pick
Black
it out.
China. Yeah.
There's quite a few celebrities like that now. I feel like the amount of B-list celebrities that there are now is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
everyone's a B-list celebrity. It seems like. Like
Well,
the
they
amount-
have D-list celebrities.
Okay, what do you have to be a D-list celebrity?
I think a D-list celebrity
Like one
is
episode of
someone-
Law and Order? Like what? How far?
A D-list celebrity is someone that, is
You'd be
an
like
announcer
Instagram
for the
famous.
Rose Parade.
Instagram
you know?
famous.
Like
Announcer
that-
for the Rose
That's a
Parade.
D-list
Is Rager
celebrity.
Dykes a D-list celebrity? Like a small town
Here.
lawyer or a
Oh, that's a
That's
little
on
bit
every
different.
commercial.
What's the difference between like a D-list celebrity and a local celebrity?
Ooh, that's good.
Well, local celebrity is like
Because Rager Dyke should definitely be a local celebrity.
Sure.
Because I've been to restaurants where he's come in and people like,
oh shit.
no
and
way.
it's like they're just like,
They're like,
guys.
you know, we
It's
talked
just
about
those
Rager
guys.
What life do you live where
Rager
the
Dykes
awe
is
moment of your
impressive.
day? Dude, we had a guy in here that was so funny, and he went like this. He said, "Guys, did you ever see that Super Bowl commercial where there was a sheep that ran across the field, and then there was somebody else in the commercial?" I'm like, "No, we didn't see that commercial." And he's like, "Well, that dude that's in the commercial, I know that guy. That's a personal friend," and said it like he was talking about like John Wayne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he'd said, "And that boy was Elvis Presley." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that's the same kind of gravity he brought into
like
it.
Rager Dykes.
No, he was talking about this dude that was in this fucking commercial for the Super Bowl, man. Like a D-list celebrity is what that would be. Do you think that qualifies as a D-list celebrity, or is that something even lower? If like we're in a Super Bowl commercial once.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know really what qualifies as. I guess the weird thing about celebrities, I don't know what qualifies as celebrity. I don't know when you start being a celebrity.
Kendall's here.
Wow.
What's up, dude?
But I
Have a
definitely
seat.
know when you are. You know what I mean? Like I don't know when it starts,
Yeah.
but I know when you're fucking there.
Right.
When you're Brad Pitt or whatever. But yeah, the Super Bowl commercial, I have no idea if that guy's
Kendall
a
is not John C.
celebrity.
Riley.
Right now.
No.
Hey, John C. Riley, how's it going?
John C. Bornley, pardon me.
John C. Bornley.
Yeah. John Seaborn, pardon me.
Yeah.
John Seaborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Snowboard.
John Snow.
Oh.
So,
John Seaborn.
TR and Emily have been working on that the story following the stand-up stuff.
Yeah.
It was always funny.
Oh shit. Okay, so we need to tell who you are. So this guy works for PBS, right?
Yeah.
What's your official title? So
The production director for Texas Tech Public Media, which is the Lubbock affiliate of PBS, KTTC.
Cool. And so for the last few weeks at like open mics and bigger competitions and shit, they've had like 2 cameramen that will show up and literally just go around, camera people that will follow around and like take shots of like people's sets, which has been kind of crazy because it's such a small scene. It feels like to have like any sort of media is a weird feeling. You know what I mean? But anyway, what you're saying?
Well, what's weird about it is like so many times they're working on, like I send my team out to do something, and I'm not like so I haven't been involved in that one.
Sure.
Except for like watching their edits and stuff and being like, oh, that's cool or whatever.
Yeah.
I get to know the characters like you guys through watching their edits. Oh, sure. Thank you. Well, I'll finish this in a second. And then, and then you like meet people in real life that are in it, and you're like, oh, hey, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, we never actually met. You have no idea who I am. I've just seen you every day for like 3 weeks watching their edits or whatever.
Watching you cut the thing.
So
You're like, hey, Kendall Smith Rodriguez, 49. 35 45th Street. 643369997. Yeah, that is my social. Oh, no.
I know everything about it. Yeah. So it's weird. Like I run into.
That's cool.
It was a little less weird with you because I hadn't watched any of their edits. Like when we filmed that thing the other day over here.
Yeah.
I had met you, but I hadn't seen you on. I hadn't seen their edits yet.
Right.
But
So it was
Kendall,
like that in
I've heard
reverse.
your
Or then it was like you were watching edits
hey.
later. It was like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, it was weird having your people show up here and then like filming it and being like, I know like half people that are here. This is weird. And I know them. And like when I saw them for the first time too, I was like, well, it's the last time I see these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm never bumping into these people again. And then they show up here and I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
Here, like here?
Yeah, so Daniel's wife, Saba, is kind of like the spokesperson for like DACA type shit, right? Like she's been, like a picture of her was on the Senate floor a while back and stuff. So like she's as the kids say, hot shit. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So fucking like, he came here and he filmed like, is it a documentary or is it like, what would you even call that?
Yeah, it's a documentary. So I've been following Saba now for probably about like 19 months or something.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Wow.
It like right before the election. So
Shit,
because
that's a big
during
story.
during the campaign there was talk of, well, actually it started. I was interested in telling like second generation Muslim immigrants stories. I was going to pick like 3 or 4
okay.
students whose parents had immigrated and were Muslim, and I knew that Saba's parents had immigrated. I did not know that they were undocumented when it started, and so I initially I reached out to the MSA, the Muslim Student Association, or maybe it's MSO, maybe it's Muslim Student Organization. I'm not sure which.
I think it's A.
Yeah, I think it is association. Anyways, I reached out to them and talked to the president at the time, who I think is probably someone different now because it's been a year and a half ago.
Sure.
But talked to him and their advisor and stuff like that, and I knew that was Saba's situation. I had interviewed her for a story we did when they unveiled the Tim Cole statue.
Oh, yeah.
Because her family is friends with with Tim Cole's family.
Wow.
Through probably through attorney stuff. I don't know.
I had no idea.
I don't know how they
there
know
was
each
a
other,
connection there.
but they know each other.
You're just now learning this?
Yeah, I learned. Okay, like I don't like. Yeah, I learned things about my wife. Like anybody does. Like
sure.
going through stuff.
Well,
you're like,
Saba's
you
like-
made A's in math. That's great.
Well, and Saba does she's just constantly doing
Yeah,
so
a
much
million
stuff.
different
This
It'd
is
be hard to keep up
okay. In
with.
a normal relationship, what happens is this, right? My relationship worked out this way. We found a shoebox one time at my mother-in-law's house, and it had some shit in it. And we flipped through the fucking box, and there was a paper in it, and it said, "This paper certifies that Daniela has counted to 101. Signed, Mrs. Mims." Right? So, like, that's the kind of shit that normal people find out about their significant other. You know what I mean?
Right.
The kind of shit you're figuring out about your significant other is that she was tied to some fucking major cultural figure that has a fucking statue. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit you're figuring out. Deep track shit. You know?
Yeah.
You're like
Like randomly.
yeah, exactly. You're like, if if Yoko Ono knew nothing about like John Lennon and got married to him and then just like had to figure shit out, like fucking.
Wait, you're in a band?
Hold on a second.
Hold on.
The Beatles. That's a dumb name.
What do you play?
So you, in a weird way, have an intimate kind of view in my life because you've been like following.
Well, I've
me
known
and my
Daniel for
wife
years too.
Yeah,
'cause,
definitely.
I've played music on and off for a long time.
Oh,
and
cool.
So we met through
What instrument do you play?
guitar and drums and.
Well, he was in Ivory and Ash.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
slowly dying, 2010, right?
Yeah, and then we died.
I love that. But then it died.
Yeah.
It happens.
What a great band name.
Yeah.
I loved that shirt. I went and saw him I think maybe a year and a half ago, and I saw that shirt and I was like, right on, But anyways, stupid side note.
So I've known Daniel. So I had known Daniel for a long time. And I didn't even know. So I reached out to Saba. So Saba also, when she was in the SGA, the Student Government Association, she was the student that like filed the bill to give Tim Cole post. I almost said postpartum. Post.
No way. She was the one that did that?
So she filed the bill to give the degree post death. I don't know. I can't think of the correct word. Post. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Postmortem.
I didn't even
Postmortem,
know
yeah.
how that happened.
Yeah. So so she filed the bill to give the degree.
Were you saying like word boy?
Postmortem.
Or were you saying like word boy?
Now, if you say word boy, is that the same as saying you got the word boy?
No, they're not. Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry, no. You're
I
good,
think that's
sorry.
like saying correct, sir.
Ah, okay. Thank you for explaining it to me.
Oh yeah, he's got it.
I'll anglicize it so that
Word.
you look
Appreciate
like
it.
you need.
Word.
Yeah, I need like, can you take the normal words and just make them a little wider so I can understand them?
Yeah.
Just like break it down for me.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying?
So what
You
you
don't have to
said,
say that.
what you said was word boy.
Right.
It's like a paper boy, only he just carries like a note.
Letters.
It's
like the
different
word,
words, like in
it's
a
like
bags.
before tweets.
I used to carry around a dictionary and say, I've got the word boy.
I got nouns, I got adjectives. What do you
Come at you left and right.
I got adverbs. I got verbs. I got.
Feeling lazy, here's a verb. Feeling descriptive, here's an adjective. I'm the word boy.
1950s like donut kid running around fucking throwing dictionaries at people was great.
Was donut kids a thing?
Yeah, like fucking, the lard lad fucking from
Oh,
The
yeah,
Simpsons,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's what I was envisioning, The fucking
Lard
child
lad.
that's on the front of a donut thing,
Yeah.
Like
I know
the
what
mascots
you're
that sold
talking about.
donuts in the 50s,
Yeah, but like a
You know,
donut boy,
are you
paper
Back
boy.
when people were like trying to convince people that all you needed for longevity was a cigarette, 3 donuts, and a Dr. Pepper. You know what I mean? Like that.
I guess
kind of
in my
vibe.
head it went to like a ball boy, but I guess that's the opposite because ball boys take stuff away. It's like when they drop the ball in tennis,
Yeah.
he goes up there and gets the ball and
That's
takes
true.
it away.
Which is
That's a more cultured reference right there.
Well, I mean, there's also ball boys and I guess there's bat boys in baseball,
Yeah.
but there's like isn't it a ball boy that grabs the T in football, or is that a T boy?
I feel like a T-boy could multitask. Like a T-boy should also be the towel boy and should also be at
There's
least
a towel
helping
boy.
the water boy. You know what I mean?
There's lots of
Like,
boys.
The
in
team boy
sports.
should help a lot.
They should.
Yeah.
Definitely. You need a good T boy.
Not a lot
It's
of.
hot
You don't
out
want a
there.
selfish T-boy. Out there trying to pick up all the T's.
Right.
Or,
You need to be sure that you have a T-boy that's very dedicated to the job too. Like you
Right.
can't have a T-boy that's just gonna be sitting down when that T's flying across
Yeah,
the field.
yeah.
You need one that's
need-
gonna get up and chase that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You need a sweet T boy and then an unsweet T boy.
I feel like that's more for golf.
And then you need a lemon T boy. Sorry, am I
It's an Arnold Palmer joke, everybody.
Stupid. I don't know. Well, you're also like shooting a handful of documentaries right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just one of them, Solace.
Yeah. This is I keep getting off track. Yeah, anyway, so I reached out to Saba. She told me that her situation was more complicated than I initially thought it was. Because she's undocumented and going through DACA, and at the time Trump was talking about ending DACA and all this other stuff. So I switched gears, and instead of focusing on the Muslim ban and the second generation Muslim students. It was like, well, I can do a more personal story, focus on Dhaka and Saba, and so I've just been following her around for the whole time. And then
how long is this thing gonna be?
70 to 90 minutes.
Wow, it's like a full deal. Damn, dude, that's crazy.
So,
It's gonna be like one of the coolest family videos. I'm gonna be able to show that to my kids and be like,
hopefully.
I wonder if like famous people feel this way.
He's gonna be in his house like, here's a video of your mom as a baby or as a young teen bopping herself in the head with an ornament at Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? You're gonna be like, here's a video of your mom as a
in
College
DC,
student.
right.
Pioneer for
giving a speech on the
immigrant
Capitol
rights or whatever.
on
Yeah.
the steps of the Capitol. and-
running for president. No.
well, hopefully, I mean, like, fingers crossed. I'm hopeful that it's a great. It might be the most depressing family movie too. Of things.
I think it would be.
Yeah, I think-
No,
I
it's
think gonna be a
badass. It's
great
already
story,
cool. It's
man.
compelling.
Yeah.
You know?
It's been an
Well, I meant,
interesting
like,
ride, you know.
If politically, if things don't go
yeah.
our way,
Oh yeah.
Fuck that shit. You know.
I think that it's gonna be. I don't think anything's.
I think it's
Nah.
But
Fuck
anyways,
it. Nothing bad happens in this world. We're
No,
fine.
yeah.
Fuck that. Not here in America.
But yeah, that's eating up. That's what I do most of the time at work. So like I
Okay.
started there doing a lot of what TR and Emily do, and then I got promoted and I got
Like
to
bite-sized things, like
Yeah.
7-8 minute type films. Gotcha.
and then I get to pick my projects and stuff and work on. So I finished I co-directed with my boss a film on climate change that we finished last year and is out and doing stuff now. And then
Cool.
started working on
What's the
this,
name of that film?
Between Earth and Sky.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
And then started working on the film about Saba, and then a film about. So Texas right now is one of only 4 states to automatically try 17-year-olds as adults. Like that's
Jeez.
the default.
Wow. What is
so-
the age in every other state? 18, right?
18. Some of those 4 are less than 17 even. So
How
New
low
York,
do they go?
like New York was 6. Maybe New York was 15. New York was 15 or 16.
Jeez Louise.
And then New York recently raised it. So I've been following like a group of activists and stuff out of Austin and lawyers and people who are fighting to get Texas to raise the age to 17.
Wait, to 17
I mean, sorry,
or
to
18?
18.
18, okay.
So, and a lot of people don't even realize that.
No, I had no
I
idea.
mean, unless you have someone that's been personally affected by it, like, but yeah. So, and it can, the effects of the
shit.
juvenile system are far less severe on your future than the effects of the adult system. The adult
So much
system
more
is set up to be
sense.
punitive, where the juvenile system is set up to be rehabilitative. So,
Shit, dude. I remember there's a lyric to a song that goes and says 17-year-olds could do federal time. And I never thought that was real. I just thought it was like, this is a fun thing that the songwriter
Yeah.
did to like make the song more compelling.
Which
This
now-
isn't, this isn't shit that actually happens.
yeah.
Which is what I guess is white privilege right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're saying that right next to Kindle. And it's like, man, like, I'm just saying, like, prisons are oppressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those laws do tend to.
Wait,
right.
wait, you were about to say something, right?
I agree. I don't think I know any 17-year-olds that got locked up though.
Well, and the federal
Really?
thing is funny. That
How often does that
I
happen?
mean, not
Well, I mean,
on the
there's-
big scale.
Right.
You know what? Actually, yeah, I did know one, but he was,
He deserves
he
it.
was, yeah. he was like pimping, and one of the girls was young.
Whoa.
And
So it's a
he
sex.
got caught
I mean,
on
it's already a
Craigslist.
sex,
Sex
crime, but then
offender.
it's a-
Right. So
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
that.
That I think that's a
You knew that?
if you're 17, high school associates
Okay,
play basketball together every once and again. He wasn't on the team, to clarify.
It was
You could
just-
go look up.
But it's like the random people you meet.
This guy looks like definitely.
They're pointing to your picture.
He also looks like. We gotta get pictures up on the internet to deter.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
the funny thing that you mentioned about federal stuff. So federally, I mean, you can be certified as an adult. I think starting pretty much at any age. I think maybe it's starting at 12. It may be younger, and it may depend on the state, whether it's a federal offense or a state offense or whatever.
Sure.
But you can be certified as an adult. So if I go and like murder 15 people and I'm 15, they can certify me as an adult, and I can be tried as an adult.
Commit
And
big
that
boy
would sort of-
crimes, do big boy times type stuff.
But the problem with the way the law is set up now is we may not even be talking about doing any time. I mean, just the adult probation system and stuff is set up, and you have things that sit on your record forever versus the juvenile system that isn't the case. So you may have trouble getting student aid, you may have trouble getting housing, you may have trouble getting a job, and then and that's some of those factors are why 17-year-olds that go through the adult system are 30% more or 33% more likely to reoffend than if they go through the juvenile system. And some of that may be you're less likely to do it. I think it was something like in 2015, which I think, and I may have this information wrong, but as far as the years, but I think it was like 2,500 17-year-olds were arrested in Texas, and like 90% of them were for non-violent crimes. So like a lot of them, most of them were probably like they had possession of marijuana,
right?
But possession charge, or maybe like drug paraphernalia, pipe or something.
That feeds into the whole war on drugs thing too, right there.
But then then they're like, you know, their life is potentially ruined based on. So and I know that you were like, I know you meant it, but you're kind of half joking. But a lot of these laws do disproportionately affect minority communities in the sense that if you're from a community that is like lower socioeconomic, and you can't afford proper representation, the court-appointed lawyers are
they bad? Are they not good?
Well, they're overworked. I mean, some are bad, yes. But
they're not generally known for being excellent at what they do.
Yeah, well, and it's not so much
OJ's lawyer was court-appointed.
Actually, remember that if the glove fits, you must acquit that guy. He was court-appointed. Yeah.
You should have seen the pile on his desk.
and that's
Can the court appoint that guy?
That's where a lot of the problem is rooted, though, is that it's not so much that these people may not care, it's that some of them don't care, don't get me wrong, but they're also overworked. And the court system is overworked. Like, something, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's something stupid, like 70 or 60 or 75% of cases are plead out. And like, if no one plead, the court system would collapse. I mean, you couldn't get the cases through. And a lot of times, pleas aren't in the best. I mean, obviously, they're not in the best interest of the defendant, but you're usually accepting like terms to which this thing is on your record forever, and you're not able to get rid of it, and you have to do all these crazy things. And I don't know. It's a weird. I don't know. Our criminal justice system is weird because then we complain about like, well, go get a job and it's like we've set people that are coming out of whether it's probation or correctional facilities to not be able to
get jobs,
to properly enter the
you can't re-enter society, but you also aren't in jail now, so
you're in a second type of prison.
You're like in fucking the middle zone. What's that called? Purgatory. That's where you are. You're in purgatory.
A barless cell.
Right.
So you're working on those two films, and then you have a project with Catherine Hayhoe.
Yeah, I do a web series, a climate change web series called Global Weirding with Dr. Hayhoe,
which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, and she is like
incredible.
She is when we were talking about like who's a celebrity. She's a celebrity.
Right. Sure.
She is. As far as climate scientists are concerned, she's
on like fucking major magazine like every month.
Yeah, I mean she's been in like the the Times 100 most important people list. I think in 2015, and then she was invited. They did a South by South lawn, so South by Southwest and the White House.
Yeah,
did an event together.
That's the most Obama-sounding thing ever.
It was.
That's very sure. Obama was like, maybe we could do between two firms here today. It's just like
he was looking at tickets online for the real one. He was like, "There's no way I could show up there."
There was an Onion sketch that had Obama and a Tim and Eric sketch, which I thought was the best thing ever.
Yeah. It would. I don't know. With the stuff towards the end, it wouldn't like he was doing. He did it.
Yeah, he became the meme president. Like at the end of it.
But he did. They did South by South lawn, and the closing thing was a talk with Obama, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Dr. Hey-Ho. It was
Wow,
the three.
Leo. Like, I don't mean to cut you off then, but have you seen Leo's most recent documentary on Netflix?
The climate change one?
Yes.
I've watched most of
Is
it.
Hey-Ho in it?
I enjoyed.
No.
I thought it was a good story, but it also kind of. I don't like how it ended. I felt
see
like
the
it
ending.
was kind of.
Did it end with just like the planet on
Well,
fire?
he hasn't
Just
seen the
fucking,
ending, I'm not gonna-
You just see a polar.
That's
Just
all right.
drowning.
And also like maybe this is just like when you're as famous as Leonardo DiCaprio, like for his whole entire life, like that's a level of fame to where like he's talking to like Ban Ki-moon or something like that, and he's still like fronting, like he's still like he has this kind of like air of carrying himself
Well,
that
I watched-
seems like self-promoting.
Yeah, I watched like half of it,
Yeah.
and because it came out around the same time as our film did, and I was watching a bunch of climate change films to see like how I thought ours stacked up to it or whatever.
Yeah.
How to stack
His
up?
is good. My problem with his is it's a lot of like
Fight.
no, it's a lot of like Leo going places
What, Leo
and
in
someone
his
being
place?
like, "This is terrible," and
Yeah.
him being like, "Oh, it is."
It's like, and then he always asks these questions like, "What are we gonna do about?"
So
this
is it bad if there's no more ice?
Yeah.
It's like we were filming this movie and it took us months to find snow.
He's
And it's
out
like,
there.
What is this even about? It's like, what's happening?
But
They're shooting
it
in
is good.
It's
Tucson.
It's just
What happened to all the ice?
Talking to the bartender. It's like, I could get you some more.
It's a global warming spot that this Applebee's has no more ice.
Would he ever go to Applebee's?
Sure, Leo would go to an Applebee's.
Yeah.
He probably goes on dollar margarita night.
He probably has a day where he's like, it's normal day. We're going to do normal shit. He's in like CBS or
I want to be a real
he
boy.
drives for like a little bit around
He
his
gets
house.
he puts on a mask and he goes to like Taco Bell and orders something from the window.
yeah.
He just really wants a double decker, man. Double wall chalupa.
Okay. Yeah, not Leo in general, just anybody with that level.
Sorry,
of fame
so
that I
you were
work out
saying
with. I wanna
his
clarify
documentary
in case
was-
Leo's listening.
Right. His
which
doc-
are we actually recording already?
Yeah, we're
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we've been rolling.
We've been rolling this whole time.
I was like, it
This is-
seems. This
No,
seems like
format.
we probably
This is
are.
the format. This is just we bullshit for an hour and a half and then it ends. That's how the podcast goes.
Yeah, we're going strong.
And then sometimes we'll have
45
somebody
minutes.
smart come and like tell us about the real shit that they do
Right.
all day besides think about
Yeah.
comedy. And then no, I'm just kidding. We have jobs.
Well, I assumed that we probably were because we were talking like it.
Yeah.
But there was never like a starting. It was never like.
No, well, we started
Yeah,
going
started.
before you came in
Oh,
and
okay,
just
that
talked and just like
And the other thing I wasn't sure of is how
Wait,
will
and-
people hear you?
That's
It actually-
also part of it.
This is why
I'm not a part of this as like a member of the podcast. I'm just
he's
a
an
producer.
he's the wizard behind the fucking veil. You know what I mean? Like Wizard of Oz shit, He sounds like he's God, but if you see him in person, you're like, oh, it's just Daniel. It's just the man behind the curtain.
I just
you know?
imagine,
Yeah.
with no like if we could see you, if it was video, there'd be subtitles.
Right.
How do you subtitle?
No, it's
can you hear him
shockingly
pretty
you can
well?
hear him. Yeah, you can hear him
He
quite
projects
well.
enough.
Well, also, it's like it's okay if there. It sounds like there's distance because it's like I'm just the.
You'll edit
Maybe
this part out.
it is a
Right.
good idea. Maybe I should be like mic'd or
Well, the
something.
ultimate situation would be if you had a
Don't
mic
give
that had
him
a
a mic.
sneeze button on it, and you could just turn the mic off and on, and then you can just like do your own fucking thing. If you don't want to be on,
But then I would cut y'all guys off.
I know this is Daniel Shed, but I think you guys should build a partition
a wall.
just to separate yourself more from him.
Yeah.
He needs a studio, like a
Can't just be
box.
sitting next to the wizard.
We should put him in the
For
basement.
hours.
We should put him down in the basement.
I'll just be like, are y'all guys done yet?
Yeah.
He pokes his head out like a groundhog, looking for his shadow. Looking.
Okay, never mind.
And I was thinking about this in the way that you talked about doing comedy and versus doing other stuff. Like, I think I talk about this all the time when we were talking about the watching it with TR and them. I think doing comedy, like what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
is probably one of the most difficult things to physically force yourself to do. everybody
Just from an
thinks-
anxiety standpoint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like everybody thinks they're funny, but like, and especially in an environment like Lubbock, where people, for the most part, I know that there are shows that do well because people like the monthly World of Beer show.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
know, hey, it's going to be comedy or whatever. But like sometimes people may just be at the Lantern and be like, oh, comedy, and then so like not only are you up there by yourself and you're, you know,
Yeah, but then no one
being
came for
exposed,
it.
but then you're trying to win people over too.
Yeah.
That may be there for whatever else. And I mean, you guys touched or some of you guys touched on this in like talking, like, oh, they may be there for a football game, and I have to like try to win them over. That's scary. Like, and you're up there alone. It's not like if you're in a band, you can like, my drummer, he did it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just you.
If you're in a band, I think music, people can talk to it or watch a football game to it, but
True.
you're like, hey, I got shit to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk.
That's
I'm
where-
sorry, what were you saying?
But we have two of the. I guess I don't want to say this, but I feel like two of the funniest people in Lubbock in this room right now, because you just actually, congratulations, just won.
Thank you.
World of Beer.
Thank you. Just one.
That's right.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just do it.
And you're the previous.
Yeah,
That's
so we
valid.
got two of the most recent winners of the World of Beer
That's correct.
on this podcast.
That's
in
factual.
my back house.
Maybe not the funniest all the time, but we do have the two most recent winners.
Yeah,
of the
yeah. So-
World of Beer competition.
Yeah.
The World of Beer laugh.
Thank God for the World of Beer winter draw that we have secretly. 6 straws.
It's weird. It's a rotating. You can. It's like every 6 months. It's Kindle.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on a dot.
He's like a fucking Canadian goose. That's what he is. He just honks back in every 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
Grabs the crown, comes back.
Gotta fly south for the crown.
Right.
John Lewis will be down next month. I don't know. Head back or
No, you know what I am?
Background.
I'm the hunter. I'm Elmer Fudd, who's standing somewhere in Minnesota just waiting for you to fly by. Just shoot you down.
Yeah,
Grab the
got
crown.
it. I would be swerving in the air. Like,
Trying to dodge that shit.
No, we're both birds. You maybe like
would
you
shoot
kick
Kindle?
me in the air.
That's
Or
cool.
like
What kind of bird?
no, because the way the show is set up, I have to submit the crown either way.
That's true. You gotta land anyway. I mean, you've been
It's,
flying a long
everybody
time.
does. No,
You can't
I
win
want
twice
to.
in a row.
You can't win twice in a row.
That's true.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever? I don't know how long.
One, and then
Well,
like
yeah,
the second
one
month,
lost
one
and
another
then
one.
one again.
I don't know. Has Feldman done that? I feel like Feldman would have been the guy who would have done that.
He would have
Yeah,
told
it's-
me. If
I don't know.
He would have told me.
If that,
You would have said something.
he would have told me already.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, he probably will at some point because he just kills that room. But what your point was, like, it's really hard to sell people in an open mic. Here's my thing, right? Like, knowing people who've gone to like big cities and have been hitting open mics all the time, it's really hard in a big city because like you'll have 30 comedians that will sign up in one night. Show starts at 8, it might run till 2 a.m. Right? You get at best 5 minutes of stage time. And that's if you like know people and get to finagle your way into like a good time. No one ever shows up for those shitty shows because they know it's just a shit open mic. It's not like real comedians or whatever. And then you have to hit at least 5 of those in order for you to get like a decent amount of stage time. So the amount of like work you have to do in order to make that happen is absolutely ridiculous, right? The way it works in Lubbock right now is there may be only 30 comedians, right? Like probably that's including like
that.
all of the shit open micers and all of like the good fucking comedians and like everyone in between. You know what I mean? Like that's the total number of like comedians we have in town. So if you think about it, we have a good ratio of like comedians to people who want to hear comedy. So we now have like open mics or a quote unquote open mics that have people showing up to them who showed up for comedy now. You know, the other thing about it that makes the ecosystem work is we have a lot of people who come into it who are like, I just think it would be a good idea. It might be fun, you know, and those people bring all their fucking friends out. So like you need a good ratio of like old, like fucking haggard, mean comedians like us. And then like, you know, 4 or 5 like newbies who show up that just want to learn it because those people bring their friends along. And then those people are like, oh shit, we do have funny people who are in Lubbock, you know? So like it kind of works out. There's upsides and downsides to it, but like I like learning comedy here because you get better audiences, I feel like, and you get them more frequently than I feel like you would in a larger venue.
Yeah, and I didn't necessarily mean. I do think it is hard to win over a room that may have not been expecting it or whatever.
Sure.
But more so, my point is just I just think out of all of like the performing arts, stand-up
one of the more
comedy
difficult.
seems like that would be the hardest to make myself do. I mean, like the anxiety that goes up there.
Yeah.
Even if you're a solo musician, you still have your like instrument to hide behind or the
Concert
music to hide
pianist
behind or
would be
whatever.
fucking tough though.
Yeah, but I don't know, like people.
You have to,
The
like, look at
audience
that.
at comedy shows, for whatever reason, seems like the most hostile audience
yeah.
too. Like, if I went to a concert, I really want to. I don't reluct. You know what I mean?
Okay, but if
I
you
don't go
walk
to
into
heckle.
if you walk
the
into Louie
concert
Louie's
pianist.
on a Thursday night, right, and there's some dude playing piano, you're probably not friendly towards that dude either. You know what I
The
mean?
Louis Louis piano guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting shots, dude. Everybody loves Louis Louis.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
you
they're
go
just
to the
he's
piano
never
bar.
gonna
That's
suck though.
Oh, okay. People know.
You go to the piano
Yeah.
bar to like shit on the piano player that works at the piano bar.
Yeah, that doesn't make
sounds like
sense.
You're right. I'm an
Yeah.
asshole. I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck I'm talking about
Or-
right now.
or-
And that's not even sarcastic. I don't fucking know what I'm
Plus,
saying.
you know, like people feel like
You're close.
they're supposed, like, I don't know why, but people feel like they're supposed to heckle.
Well, because everybody feels like they're funny, right?
Yeah, then
like
that's
everybody thinks being funny is easy, and the truth is, it's really not that easy. You know, like there's sometimes where it does come easily, you know, but like writing jokes down and figuring out the timing on them and shit, and like how to cram as many jokes into a minute as possible is hard work, you know?
Yeah.
And there's no way around that. The thing that gets people, I think, a lot is like pride, you know? Like pride really fucks people over if they're comedians, because it's like you go up there and then you think you're funny and then you bomb and it really like kind of destroys you, you know, because like you're taking this punch to the gut, which is I put all of this like of my ego inside of this one thing, and now I've just died and like I don't know how to like come back from this thing, you
Well,
know?
it's such a unique, like, art, in the like me being funny at work or being funny to friends or like in a situation like this is one thing. It doesn't translate to a compact 30-second,
Yeah.
setup punch. Like, it's difficult. I don't.
Oh.
I'm saying it as if it's something I do. I don't do it. I can't do it.
I think that's what it is. Is like it does translate eventually after being like
Right, refined.
molded into
Because there's always a setup and a punchline,
Yeah,
right?
because that's what the joke is. It's
Sorry,
like I'll
I
just
didn't
be
even
like
say wait,
something
but-
around life will happen. And I'm right.
I was like, this is the first like 30 seconds that Kendall is like really spoken.
Yeah.
We should probably let Moses
That's what I'm
speak.
saying. I was like, wait a second here. I was like, because like the craft of
What's the 10 Commandments of
comedy is
writing a
your
joke,
thing,
Moses?
You know?
Yeah, let's hear it. What's the rules?
I think what you got to do is just watch as many like pros as you can, and then the words that they say, write them down, and use those on stage. So that way.
I tried doing that with Cat Williams one time and it didn't work out. I didn't know
I
why.
will chime in.
But see, there's always
Cat Williams.
here's
With Butters does Cat Williams.
So was your advice to just steal jokes?
yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
This is what
what I
you were talking about.
If you wanna
Every
get
time you
good.
have a conversation, you're writing setups and punchlines. Your
Yeah.
brain's already doing that because we've evolved to like make the other monkeys in the room like us, you know? Like that's what it is. So we're taking that fucking art form and we're saying, how can we compact as much as that? Like I want members of the tribe to like me into like a minute as possible, you know?
They don't eat me.
There's always a setup and a punchline.
What if-
they are hostile.
They are.
What if instead of stealing the jokes, you were just a tribute act?
I bet that exists.
Musicians do it all the time.
Yeah, there's
Comedians-
Elvis Presley impersonators.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
that'd be
You'd have
sick.
to be. Well, you know what? Like people who do impressions, kind of. Kind of.
But
You
I'm
could probably
talking
get away
like
with
you
what
go
you
up
mean,
there and
that'd
you
be
do like a
hilarious.
cover act and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna do like the mannerisms.
Yeah.
And the
Like just like a
this
whole
is a
Eddie
tough
Murphy
week
bit.
for me
It's
because I was gonna do Louis C.K. But I don't feel like it's appropriate.
I guess I'll do
anymore.
Bill Cosby instead.
yeah.
But like the setup and punchline is always there. We were talking to Kimothy the other day, and he was like, "Dude,
What was his name?
Kimothy?
That's really his name?
Yeah, Timothy with a K. I roasted him for it one time. We were on a roast, and I said it sounded like your dad wouldn't name you Kyle and your mom wouldn't name you Timothy, so they made the dumbest compromise possible. The first thing he said when we got on stage afterwards, which I thought was hilarious, he said, there have been way too many black jokes tonight. And he just went into his set. It was so funny. So, but the thing that Timothy said that was so smart, he's like, I'll have a conversation, and there's probably 5 jokes there. Just like, the moment I leave that conversation, I'm already thinking, that's probably joke, you know what I mean? But that's like how comedians think, is they're thinking, how do I like refine this pile of shit and pull the one gold nugget out of it and then put it into like this minute set I have. Like, I do a lot of material about like my in-laws who are Mexican, right? And so like every time I go over there, I'm kind of like, part of me is angling for like the next bit, you know? I also have like I was homeschooled, and so anytime I have a flashback to when I was like fucking homeschooled, I'm thinking of a bit that fits inside of like, you know, a 30-second to a minute and a half of material that I want to do on that thing, you know? But like that's what it is it's just compressing all of those things. Like a minute ago when we were doing the fucking, he did a joke, and the joke was just like fucking stealing a comedian's jokes, you know what I mean? There was a setup and a punchline to it. The punchline was that he was stealing jokes, right? That was the punchline to the joke, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, but like that's a conversational thing, but there's a setup and a punchline to that, you know? It's always there. You just gotta find what that thing is.
I'm just, okay. That was like a really strong monologue.
I'm sorry, I need to shut the fuck up.
Because it's like, I mean, not only do you like bean burritos, which could be a joke.
Right.
You like to ride bicycles. And when you're on a bicycle, you're also thinking of jokes. It seems like in every situation you're like,
all
it's
right,
like,
Boomerang,
and I have conversations.
Have you ever seen Mad Max? Okay, you know the little fucking kid with the boomerang that comes out of nowhere, has no point to the plot, he just occasionally throws a boomerang, hits a bad guy in the head and then runs off? That's Daniel Clayton. Because we aren't sure how this ties into the plot line, but it's pretty cool, you know?
It definitely does, because, look, you're talking about, like, when I talk to people, I don't really listen to them. I'm thinking of jokes. Okay? How many jokes can I write?
Kind of fucked up, right?
Okay? It's like, what? My reply, boom, punchline.
Fuck.
But you didn't really address. Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say you didn't really address what I think isn't so much. Yes, writing jokes is hard and being funny is hard. I think people just think they're funny when there's a lot more work to going into making.
Oh, you mean the
laugh.
anxiety thing?
Yeah, like I think that it's difficult to get up there because you can practice at home and know that you're good at guitar without having to have that approval first. You don't know if you're funny. You can practice for 2 years by yourself in the mirror.
That's true.
Go up to do an open mic and not know if you're funny. And, you know, from watching documentaries on comedians or hearing them do podcasts or, you know, talks or whatever, it's pretty common that you bomb a bunch in the beginning. And that just seems terrifying. Like, I don't know if there's another, like, performance art where that's the situation, to where, like, you should expect to fail pretty terribly.
Patrice O'Neill said one time that if a new comedian came up to him and asked him for advice, he would tell him, "You're not funny, quit." That was his advice, because he said any motherfucker that makes it past that needs to be a comedian. Like, if the rush you got from one person laughing in the audience at one joke that was kind of funny was enough to keep you going, you need to be a comedian. Because, like, that's the thing, is it's like, that, like, well, the first time I went up, right, I went on stage, and I had one joke land. And it wasn't even good. Like, I think mostly people just laughed because it was a tall, skinny guy yelling at them. You know what I mean? Like, that was, like, my whole thing. And like, I did hack shit to, like, kind of, like, get people to laugh. But I didn't know what they were laughing at. But for me, like, the feeling of, oh, shit, they liked that thing. You know, whatever it was I did there, they thought that shit was funny. That was enough for me to keep coming back and doing it over and over. And then, you know, you do that for a few months. You figure out what it is. Like, if you're humble enough to learn, that will make you funny, and then you start killing. You know, you just start slaying once you tack enough fucking like stuff. You know what I mean?
They're never gonna laugh. So
they're never gonna laugh at you. Laugh at this, motherfuckers! They're just prank.
Last joke's on you.
You know, I bombed the whole time. The last time.
But now I've slayed. Fuck. I just stepped on your punchline.
No, it was already.
It was there.
I just took it and made it into less words.
That's alright. That's a good way to do it.
Well, not, yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's anxiety nerves.
Does it?
How do
Does
you
it
deal
go
with
away?
how do you deal with it?
I know.
Like, how many times would you say you've done stand up, roughly?
Oh God.
Exactly. Precisely.
Wow.
100?
Okay.
That's pretty
150?
good.
How, like, percentage-wise, how
Well,
nervous were you the first time
80.
versus the this most recent time?
I know it was utterly different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This most recent one was like a really small crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and
But didn't
It
you
was a
just
big
headline
room.
on Friday?
yeah,
Oh,
on
okay.
Friday, and then I did one Saturday.
Oh, wow.
For PDP, he
yeah.
he has like a Word on the Streets live show.
Pete Pete's cool.
So, yeah, the first time, I know I was way more nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I was at backstage. She did all right.
Which, are you who edited and shot the skit videos?
Yeah.
We found
Yes.
3 videos today. There was like an Uber one,
Yeah,
a brawl strap.
No, that was us.
and-
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I knew that you're in some of them.
Yeah, yeah.
You're the bad Uber driver.
But you're the producer for that.
Yeah, I shot this.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they're from Lubbock.
You
He improv all that shit. He was like, a lot of people say they're from Lubbock. I hate that. If you're from Lubbock, I don't even know what you said.
Well, because
Really,
I
you're from
said
like Amherst or Anton. If you're from Lubbock, just say you're from Lubbock.
well, like,
it's really
That's
easy when
funny.
you're
But yes,
channeling yourself.
I did. I shot
yeah.
this.
Hands down, the bra strapped
Oh
was-
shit, that was hilarious.
was the.
Yeah.
But
This-
I really enjoy the kind of like weird, out of left field, absurd.
Bethany White definitely deserves a shout out for
Yeah.
that because the writing on that
Certainly.
was fucking solid. That was hilarious.
She wrote the scripts. We never did a storyboard, but I mean, it was pretty simple. You just read it and you know what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And then
And you know what
kind of got out
punchline
there
is.
and just threw it together. Like, all right, we're here. Let's
Let's
run it.
Herzog doesn't storyboard either, so you guys
Really?
have that in common.
Who's Herzog?
Werner Herzog.
He's
Werner Herzog. He's
the
a
alien off of The Simpsons.
he's a direct. He makes fiction films and documentaries. He's probably more well known for his documentaries. He did Grizzly Man, Into the Abyss.
Lo and Behold, that's a great one. That's one of my favorites.
But he's also done a bunch. He did the 1970s remake of Nosferatu and some other stuff. But he doesn't storyboard. He doesn't. He doesn't like to do any of that. He just likes to do it.
Yeah.
But he's also like a big like anti-film school guy. He's like doesn't like film schools.
Do you think it shows in his work, or does he just have it?
Lo and Behold is awesome, man.
Werner Herzog is like
That's
he's like a freak
badass.
prodigy of stuff, though. I mean, like it's what I don't. Do you guys watch? This is probably a bold comparison. Do you guys watch Mozart in the Jungle at all? Does anyone watch that?
No.
Like the main character is a composer, and he's like a freak prodigy. Like he just music makes sense to him, and he does stuff like. We just finished the newest season, and there's an episode where he like just picks up the banjo and just like starts playing it, and she's like, "Have you ever played the banjo before?" And he goes, "No," and he's like,
Just
shredding
crazy
and
with
killing
it.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
feel like, I mean, it's obviously way different, but I can't remember when Herzog first started doing stuff. I think he was like young. He stole a camera from his school in Germany when he was like 14 or something like that. But Herzog's a
immediately
genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unorthodox from the get. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's crazy good.
It's really hilarious. Like, what was it? His first film, they like just wrecked the boat.
Well, it wasn't his first. They needed to get a big steamboat over a mountain, and he, instead of like getting 2 steamboats or doing it with like a small like the studio wanted to do with a small model or whatever, he like made the cast and crew. They were on the Amazon. And they like took a big old steamboat and actually like drug it over a mountain and like had them do it
Goodness.
all. God, who was the bet with? It wasn't Errol Morris. He lost a bet with another documentary filmmaker, and like the bet was that one of their films wouldn't do something. God, I wish the story's better probably if I remembered the other guy. And people on the internet, because people on the internet suck, are going to be like, this guy's an idiot. But he lost
all right,
the
our
bet,
listeners never
and the bet was that
respond.
like,
That'd be your first comment.
If they do, that's great.
Yeah.
We want that kind of feedback.
We'll have you back for sure. Yeah.
We'll also have his back though, because he's the first commenter.
yeah,
Oh, right.
please keep commenting. But he lost the bet, and in losing the bet, he had to eat his own shoe. And they like did a big thing at
Wow.
a theater and filmed it, and he ate the shoe. I don't remember where I was going with that, but yeah, he ate his own shoe.
Do you get like special shoes made?
Surely,
I don't
if
think
my
so. I think
loafers were made out of toast, I feel like it'd be fine. Like bread shoes.
There's a
I wear French
Flip
bread.
flops out of salmon.
They-
Salmon.
they filmed it. You can, I mean, it's on YouTube. You can go online and look up Werner Herzog eats his shoe
Wow.
and watch him eat his shoe.
Crazy. That's really
Don't ever
intense.
make
Is it-
bets like that.
Yeah, don't
Why
do
did
that.
I even bring up Herzog?
It's not good for your
Yeah,
intestines.
we were.
You were talking about.
Oh, we started with we were kind of talking about comedy, and then
Well,
we got
you
into
have
the
skits that
elite
you film.
skits.
Oh, the skits.
Yeah.
You said you don't storyboard, and I was just making an offhand comment that
Yeah,
he
the
doesn't
Herzog
storyboard.
either.
Where are we at on time?
We're good.
And,
We're still good.
Okay.
I'll split this in half, and we'll all
Do the
have
other half of it. Cool.
Yeah, I'll have the.
Fucking read in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Tight.
So
Cool.
we're good to keep going if you are, or are we running out of time?
I think I'm gonna go hit a mic. So, I mean, yeah.
Oh, you're running out.
Well, I mean, the mic started at 9, so it may be over anyway. I mean,
Well, you should.
what are you feeling? You're the producer. What do you want to do?
I'm saying, like, before you say I'm out, we should close it.
Okay.
Or like we should do like at least a recap of like events that are going on this
Yeah.
week.
Okay, let's do it.
You know, maybe talk about what happened last week.
Give our guests a
what we kinda
plug,
did,
shit like that.
yeah.
Okay,
You know, do some shout outs. I mean,
tight. Well, I
You should
mean,
leave all
Shut
this
her
in.
down. Turn the lights off. Fucking close the doors. Set the alarm.
turn off the hate.
well, the thing is that thank you for saying alarm. I have alarms in here.
In here?
Yeah.
In the back house?
Yeah. Don't
For
even
anyone
try.
listening,
This shit is locked down.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
Fort
right.
fucking
we'll
Knox
probably
back
let
here.
the guard dogs out.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
Don't be too
set
afraid. They're
all
just chihuahuas.
The booby traps.
Right.
It's tough.
Weird
Getting in
word.
here is dangerous.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
Don't look. All Dan was saying is like, don't try him. not today.
all
okay?
he's saying is his shed is his castle, alright?
Hell yeah.
Lubbock, Texas, Second Amendment's alive and living. Know what I'm
If
saying?
you want the crown, be ready to cross the moat, buddy.
Okay, look, I'm saying is that John Lewis gets impatient because he's got to go to an open mic, and we're not even we're 10 minutes away from the close.
Oh, okay. Well then, fuck it. Let's just keep talking for 10 minutes.
He's bored.
let's
I
find
guess.
out.
No, I'm not bored. Oh my god.
But we do know we got to do like the some plugs.
We need
and
to
all
close
that
shit out and stuff
Yeah.
for sure. So where can people catch you? What do you want to plug?
Well, Between Earth and Sky is available on iTunes and Amazon and
Cool.
Google Play and all of that stuff. So people should check that out.
That's badass.
If you go to globalweirdingseries.com or just search Global Weirding on YouTube, you can watch those. And then if you go to pbs.org and search 24 frames, you can watch the show. And that's what the piece that is about you guys will be on. Is
Awesome.
we have a
24
short
frames.
documentary series called 24 frames that does little 15, 10, 30 minute documentaries. So
Which are always cool. Like
And-
literally, I've watched so many of them. I watched one the other day, and it was literally just like shots from the inside of a fucking cool house, and it was just like
the Steelhouse one.
yes, the steel house, and it was just like 7 minutes of light moving around in this crazy ass looking house.
Which, have you guys been out there?
Yeah, I've seen it. Like I used to go out there when I was little. I would remember seeing the fucking thing because like I mean,
is cool.
it's a staple. You know what I mean? Like it's a cool fucking house. You know.
We'll never make it to broadcast.
Oh, it was
Just letting you know.
Beyonce's sister shot a music video out there. Beyonce's sister? Do you know Beyonce's sister?
Solange.
Solange shot a video out
in
there.
Ransom Canyon.
Yes, yeah, at that steel house. There's her and
Really?
like yeah, dude, it's really fucking cool. And it's one of her better songs too. Dude, it's so
Cranes
cool.
in the
It's
sky.
called-
Cranes in the Sky. That's what it's called. Yeah, it was and it's
Wow.
badass. Like it's really cool. They're like, it's like 5 like women that are like wearing like a unidress type thing where they're all together, you know, and they're like dancing and doing choreography and shit, and they're out on top of this fucking house. It's like facing this lake. It's so badass.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's as far as
Well played.
architecture is concerned, it's a world famous structure.
It's so cool. It should be, dude.
And they have
So random.
So the plug to that house.
plug to that house. Yeah,
Yeah.
go check out
And
the,
some lunch, you're
Bruno
welcome.
Steel House. But yeah, I don't
That's the plug.
It's everything.
What's the
Plug.
due date on, if you have one, on
Saba's. Yeah, so on both the films that I'm currently working on, the goal is next spring. So I hope to this is shooting really high. This is a super long shot, but it's to get it into some of the bigger festivals in the spring and and hopefully they do well. So it'll be.
If you don't mind asking me. Have you ever wanted to turn your cool new idea into a website? Maybe showcase your artwork, start a blog to publish some content, or maybe start a business selling products and services online? Have you ever thought, gee, I sure wish there was a simple way I could communicate ideas online. I wish there was a simple place, or site, if you will, for my content on the WWW, or the World Wide Web. Are you tired of trying to sell your toasters door to door like a schmuck? Tired of making a sale in someone's home only to have to drive back across town to deliver their product and then realize they don't actually have the money to pay for it? What if there was a way you could post your toasters on a site on the web, or a website, if you will, all of which was accessible from a convenient-to-use user portal? Ever wish there was a simple way to display your products in an attractive spinning gallery like a $3 glasses kiosk at a Dollar General? What if you had a way to keep up with the inventory without having to use those dirty old paper ledgers your damn accountant Kathy forces you to use? How cool would it be if you could easily change the price and availability of those items from the comfort of your favorite kiddie pool outside of your trailer? Here I have a letter handwritten to me by a young man from Liverpool, England. That's right, all the way from the old country, so listen the fuck up. He writes, Dearest John Lewis, congratulations on your incredible win against all odds but not expectations at the Lubbock Laugh-Off. Here across the pond in merry old England, we were thrilled to hear of your triumphant coronation and await news of your headlining gig next month at World of Beer in Lubbock, Texas on Friday at 9 o'clock. I was writing to ask if you had any ideas on how me and my mates could make ourselves famous in the United States. It's very difficult to communicate effectively without a central hub where we can manage all of our upcoming projects and let our fanatic followers keep up with the goings-on here in Britannia. Do write back with any suggestions you may have, or else I fear we'll never be able to make it big. Let me turn the page here. Do write back with any suggestions you may have, or else I fear we'll never be able to make it big on our November 19th in the year of our Lord, 1963. By the way, if you see Buddy, please thank him for his great idea for our name. Wish we could be there to hold your hand. Oh shit, that just gave me a great idea for a song. Cheery old chap, and long live the House of Lannister. Yours, John Lennon. You see, listeners, you aren't the only ones struggling with this problem. Even downtrodden factory workers in the 1960s Liverpool, England, are having trouble with the same things you are, which is why we need a solution. Unfortunately, I don't have one. I've been scratching my head for the last couple of hours since this letter came in the mail, and I haven't found an easy way to solve this. I guess you're screwed. If only we had a company that would pay me to help people resolve their World Wide Web related issues. That would be hella cool. Okay, on with the show. Yeah, we're back, which is fine because we don't have much left anyway.
The metronome?
In there? Now that counts y'all guys in.
How will we know if we're on time?
Yeah,
It doesn't.
we've discussed this before. It
Right.
needs to
We do
roll
need a metronome
all
because
the
we
way
need to know if
through.
we're in beat, you know?
We can have a metronome going if you.
We need this podcast to be in 4x4 time, alright?
It is in
No, I think
4/4
it should-
technically.
Beautiful. I don't feel like I've been in 4/4.
Technically, it's at 90 beats per
How's
minute.
our time? Are we okay?
We are about like 5 or 6 minutes out, so
Cool.
I think
Alright.
it's closing time.
So,
Closing.
that's beautiful. Keep going,
I
please.
mean, we need to get better at our format. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't. I have no idea what the proper format is for a
Well, he, like,
show. I should learn. You're right.
Well, this is
Which
what I
why
want to
didn't
do.
know that we had I came and sat down, and then it was
Yeah.
5 minutes later, and then it was like,
Well,
by
we
the
already
way,
had this.
Right.
we're recording.
Well, we already started it because it started at 8, so it was like because we're just gonna just go and then like we'll bring people in. You know what I mean? As you come in, because it feels more natural anyway. Just
No,
be
yeah,
talking,
that-
you know what I mean? So my goal is like, I'm just gonna go ahead and like say it, I guess. Like I want to have Kendall in here as the co-host, right?
Oh, we're nailing stuff down now.
Yeah, I mean we're talking about format and shit.
Yeah, so do I just sign here or?
Why are you pointing to my shoe?
I don't know why I actually pointed. Oh, your shoe.
So yeah, I want you to be in here, fucking as co-host.
Yeah, I do.
I want to just give this to you as a token of my
Oh my gosh.
of my
Forever
co-host
to hold it.
affections.
To hug for until death do us.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're the best comedian in Lubbock.
No, Keith,
honestly.
You're wild,
And,
but no, you're not you're wild, but thank you. That's what I meant to say.
and like, I think it's an honor to have you here. You know what I mean? And so it's gonna be cool having you on the podcast regularly and just shooting the shit
You
and
Just-
know
stuff.
I
that, like,
appreciate you.
accepting the co-host position, it takes it from like fun guest spot to a responsibility.
Yeah, now you gotta like
Now
look
you
out
have
for my
to be
kids
here
and
every
shit.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like stepmom now. You used to be just your name. You just used to be Clarissa. You just show up and bring cookies and everyone loved you. Now you're that bitch that's not my real mom.
Yeah,
That's what you are
Jen.
now.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be late. I'm gonna try.
It's fine,
but-
dude. Don't worry about it.
All
I'll
right.
take
Yeah,
as much as
appreciate
you
it.
as you'll give. Like that's what that's where I'm at. All right?
Wow.
Just kidding. hey, Daniel. I don't know if you caught that last part. Cut that last part out of there real quick. All right, bro. All right. I'm just
You know how I feel about you telling me what to do.
Oh, I'm so.
We want you to do more of it.
That's good right there. That's good shit.
That one hurt.
Shit, dude. Yeah, so my goal for this is like 2 hosts, producer, Daniel, and then bring in a 4th mic, pretty consistent, or 3rd mic, I guess.
Maybe I should get another mic.
I mean, if
Yeah,
we could have
I
another mic,
should.
that'd be badass, but, you know.
It's pretty unorthodox. I mean, like. Yeah,
got
we should.
listeners.
We should.
I don't
Yeah, we
care.
should get another mic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
it'd be badass.
even the producers that chime in don't do it from the ambience
Right.
of the
It's plug
corners.
time. It's plug time.
Plug time. Catch me online, johnlewisisfunny.com. I will be doing a 10-minute set at World of Beer sometime in March, maybe the 23rd, but don't write that down because it might change.
Amarillo the 24th.
I won't be there, but go
Coffee
anyway
House.
because it's gonna be badass.
Know what else you got?
I mean those are the plugs. Every Thursday we've got a show at fucking backstage. Starts at 9. Always worth coming to. Mondays we have a show at 9. So
They're out the
Yeah.
guest.
our guest has been John Seaborn. We're very lucky to have him. Cool guy. I feel like way above the pay grade of this podcast. Like I feel like we just landed at least an E or an F list celebrity. You know? What?
No, but seriously, you gotta come back on, man.
Yeah, dude, it was cool.
At
It was
some point,
fun.
for
Yeah.
sure. Check out Baby Mama on iTunes,
Plug your
Spotify.
Definitely.
The
That's
film.
all I got. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, comedy, baby.
Or pull Kendall's dad.
The film.
Yeah.
What
No.
film? Oh, Uber Elite.